Hi, my name is John Daro. I'm the senior colorist at Water Tower Color. I'm back at the LG Roadshow. Big difference that I saw from last year to this year is the G5 panel. It is incredible. Something that stood out to me was the extra black level that you get with the reflections in the room turned on. I didn't think that last year it was that bad, but seeing it back to back and lined up, I see that it's a huge improvement now, removing those micro lenses from the panel. It's nice to see that people at home are going to have a much better display. The level of color accuracy that LG gives you is hugely important, and that's because most of the time we're not working off of these consumer displays. We're working off professional reference displays. And what you never want is you never want to have a color bay or a DI theater where you walk into and each display looks different. So achieving 100% color volume is so paramount, because now you can actually have a very good representation on the larger consumer display than exactly what you get on your smaller reference display. Another nice thing is that I feel comfortable then having my clients approve something on those displays versus us all crowding around a small little 30-inch. It allows for more of a representation of what the end user, or why we make films in the first place, to share them. And so I think that it's really a benefit, and we've come a long way in the last few years, where now it's starting to be very hard to tell the differences. It is in the subtleties, it is in the details. These consumer displays are getting more and more better, and it's just getting to a point now where they're excellent. And I love this, because now when you're at home, it truly is as it was intended. And that's all we ever asked for, right? Please give me the same thing that we saw in the finishing suite. We want that at home, and we're getting closer and closer to that. So as someone that was involved in the ambient light compensation development, one of the things that I would love to do is change how you view your media based on your environment. I would love to come over to your house, turn off your lights, and lower your shades. But we can't do that, right? So the only thing that we can control is how the display shows you what it was intended based on your current viewing conditions. And one of the ways that that happens is on every G5 TV, you basically have an ambient light detector, right? And that measures the general brightness of your room. So all we're doing is we're just compensating for whatever the viewing condition is, and we're able to see what the artistic intent was.
I'm Mike Smith. I'm a consultant for the movie industry. And I do a lot of image processing and color science work. We basically, the industry embraced Filmmaker mode several years ago when it was introduced by the UHD Alliance, which makes the TVs basically disable the post-processing to make the images look like they were intended to look. And in Filmmaker mode, the TV tries to recreate the luminance and color levels of the reference sort of display, and it's mission accomplished. Basically, you get a very high quality picture that looks like it was intended to look. The idea with the algorithm is it uses the light sensor that's on the TV, and the light sensor can sense when the room is bright, and it compensates the image according to our process. And when the light sensor senses the image, the room is dark, then it goes back and turns off the processing and the algorithm and just is regular Filmmaker mode again. We work with colorists that are used to working in in dark rooms, and we put them in this bright room. We made the room bright with the lights, and we basically had them adjust this parameter that compensated the image, so they were satisfied that the picture matched creatively with the reference environments, sort of the way the reference environment would look. And then we demonstrated it to different groups in Hollywood to get their input and feedback, and it was generally very positive. And then we codified it in the standard at UHD Alliance, and it's been released. That's what I believe LG's implemented in the new TVs this year. So it's exciting. I mean, they're the ultimate sort of supporters of Filmmaker mode is the creative community. And so working with the creative community was important. Specifically, the colorists are used to turning knobs and seeing the picture change and making decisions about what they see. Is it too much? Is it not enough? Does it need something else? And they're comfortable doing that, and they understand the tools, and so it was a natural process for them.
I read books. After staring at a projector for 12 hours a day, I don't go home and say, no, I'm just kidding. I think the main thing to do is put it in Filmmaker mode. If you don't put it in Filmmaker mode, please turn off anything that has to do with motion. We don't want soap opera feels, right? And then make sure that you turn on ambient compensation, because, you know, we want to make sure that you're seeing everything that was intended to see and that you're not losing anything. If you can, again, make sure to turn off all your lights and try to watch it in as dark as possible of a room. But if you can't do that, turn on ambient compensation, and that will allow for the best viewing experience. Well, thank you guys. This has been a lot of fun. I really appreciate your time, and thank you for inviting me back.